He's usually right, so his name fits him. It's Nick Wright. He's joining us on the set. First things first, I'm told a live audience after our show in an hour. That is going to be fun.
I crashed your show. I just walked out here. I was just like, you know what? I haven't seen my friend Colin in person in 2 years. Last time, I just showed up to your house. This time, I just showed up to your show. It's good to see you. Good to see J-Mac at, Super Bowl. This is a beautiful set. This whole thing's great.
Lost my phone, woke up, Kevin Durant to Phoenix. He doesn't love it. I do. I said in football, I look for identities. In the NBA, I look for elements. Veteran point guard, smart. Two-wing scorers. A big that can run the floor. Respected coach, been in the playoffs. Even their young guys have been to a finals.
Sure.
I like it.
Well, listen, in the short term for Phoenix, I like it a lot. In the long term, I think the risk is actually minimal because I know they traded all those picks. But even if Durant leaves because he's fickle and is unhappy, they have Booker locked up long term, and he's not going to go anywhere you wouldn't think. So I don't think those picks are ever going to be great. Now, and we have seen, listen, the Lakers traded the farm for Anthony Davis, instantly won a title. The Bucks, people forget this, traded the farm for Drew Holiday, instantly won a title. If you go win the title, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It makes a ton of sense. It does make them certainly the co-favorites, if not the outright favorites in the West. Booker's already been hurt this year. Chris Paul's very old. Durant's been hurt, so there's some risk there. I get why they did it. It also ups the pressure on Durant. Durant, since he was a Seattle Supersonic, Colin, his rookie season, post-rookie season, the only 3 days he ever spent in the NBA without a Hall of Fame teammate was these last 3 days. He was like, I can't do it. Get me out of here. No chance. No. So now he's got another Hall of Fame teammate or two in Paul and Booker. So it ups the pressure on him. My question is, what is Brooklyn doing?
Well,
what are they doing?
They got a bunch of picks.
But you would, if you are trading Kevin Durant, you have to get either a blue chip player or a pick that you think is going to be a blue chip pick immediately. You can't convince me they couldn't have done better this over the summer when they wouldn't trade him, or this coming summer, or even right now. You're telling me New Orleans wouldn't have given you Brandon Ingram, who's better than Mikal Bridges, and the two Laker picks they have and something else? Like, I like Bridges, but he can't be the best piece you get back when you're trading Kevin Durant with years left on his contract. And the other part of this is, if you are going full rebuild, then how do you not trade Kyrie Irving for a rebuild package of picks? Instead, the package they got for Kyrie was let's try to compete with Durant. We'll get wing defender and Dorian Finney-Smith. We'll get a scorer in Dinwiddie. So that told me, they're going to just try to compete with Durant and pieces. Those two trades don't make sense together. If you're trying to tear it all down, then take the Lakers package, get two unprotected firsts, and get off Russ's money. But I think the short version answer is the Nets don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, and it was the most embarrassing 3-year attempt at being great to win one playoff series I've ever seen.
Also, I said this last hour, the more talent you have, the stronger coach you need. The Dream Team had Chuck Daly, Popovich, Krzyzewski,
sure,
Phil Jackson, Kobe Shaq. They said, we have all this talent, let's get Steve Nash. Whoa. The history of basketball is you can win with great talent, but the coach has to set the tone and the culture.
I'll throw another name out there, Spo. We didn't know it at the time, Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
But he's an excellent coach.
Yeah.
He's backed by Riley. He's not going to give an inch, and you needed that. With the LeBron Wade boss, especially in the beginning when it could have gone south, held them together. That part I totally agree with. But the other element here is this now becomes for Kevin Durant. This age 30 to 34. If you're Kobe won 2 titles in that time. LeBron went to the finals every year, won a title in that time, and then a title at age 35. Durant, if they don't go on a deep run this year, has squandered this part of his career. Since he left Golden State.
You know I hated him leaving there.
I know. You hated it. But you didn't. Do you read the last book of, the last page of books when you start them? You just want to know how to end it? That was not good for sports, that we knew they were going to win every year. But I really thought, and I think I said to you maybe earlier this week, this would have been an opportunity for him in Brooklyn this year, even if he wants to leave after, to have a different little arc of his story
Yeah.
where he is the underdog, where he doesn't have the great players around him, and see how far he can carry him. Because no one would have written that Nets team off with all those pieces, as it were, if Giannis were there and not Durant. And I listen to people every day.
You know why he squandered it?
Why?
Because I'm a big believer. I got into this discussion the other day. You got a little artist in you. Greatness needs structure, not for you, but for those around you. Kevin Durant's a wanderer. Aaron Rodgers is an artist. They've squandered years. It doesn't hurt you. You become less dependable for those around you. Maybe I'll show up off season, maybe not. Maybe I'll play for my best friend and not the Warriors. You've got some artist in you. Why you're succeeding is you're also good with structure. And that sometimes artists look at structure and they think less of it. I don't need a coach.
Right.
We don't know. Oh, no. You need a coach. And so I think the wandering part of Aaron and KD have unraveled a little bit these peak wonderful years.
And the thing is unlike Kyrie, which I think Kyrie needs people around him. He has some people around him. They seem like actually good, well-intentioned people. But he has no one around him that can be like, hey, man, some of this is on you. Like, Kyrie's a grown man. You pick who's around you, and you kind of decide whether or not you're going to have any truth tellers in your circle. That's a separate issue. Durant, I think, is a great dude.
Yeah.
I think he has smart people around
Yeah.
him. I think he is a transcendent talent on the court.
Yep.
You could argue, build the perfect basketball player in the lab. The closest we've come to is this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's taller than everyone. He's got handle. He can defend. He can shoot as well as any player other than like two people who've ever lived. So why hasn't he won more? Because I think he has never quite grasped the part of basketball that isn't basketball. The part of basketball that is the relationships, the part of basketball that is getting people to follow you, which is why maybe in Phoenix it works because CP3's there. And CP3, if you're building the perfect basketball player in a lab, none of it's CP3. He's shorter than I am. I've stood next to him. He's 5'11 and a half. He's not incredibly athletic, but his mind and his power of personality is so strong. So if they follow him and then have Durant and Booker do all the scoring, that can work. But it's on a knife's edge, man.
You don't have to give away your Super Bowl pick. You like
the Chiefs are going to kill him. I'll give it to you right now.
What?
Give me a break.
How much?
The Eagles fans.
How
Where's
much?
your crowd?
How much?
Enough that I'm lighting that black and mild mid-fourth quarter. Tell you that much right now. I see J-Max squirming, squinting. Let me tell you this much. Patrick Mahomes has done every single thing in his career except one thing. A start-to-finish great Super Bowl. Let's check that off the list. Also, the Philadelphia Eagles, oh, my God, this unbelievable defense. Yeah, playing Davis Webb and Daniel Jones and Andy Dalton. A slightly different person is coming to administer this test. And I understand Nick Sirianni can mean mug for the camera and be Philly till he dies, all that stuff. Andy Reid, old, quiet, happy, lovable Uncle Andy Reid with 2 weeks to prepare and the healthiest the Chiefs have been all year. Give me a break. Give me a break. So I give my pick. I gave my pick before the year. Mr. Consistency, Colin. The Chiefs, in a rebuilding year, win the Super Bowl. Rebuilding,
yeah. Restructuring.
Oh, I don't know. I heard smart people. Some would say the greatest sports talk show host ever. Say the AFC West was the toughest division. They might not win it. Justin Herbert's there. Russell Wilson's there. And those guys dispatched.
That week, I'd been medicated. I was a little off center.
On ayahuasca. That's where you were.
That was my ayahuasca
That was
take.
your ayahuasca
Denver wins the West.
I mean, so the whole AFC, the Bills add Von Miller. The Bengals have all these young players on contract. They can add people. The Chargers add Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. The Broncos add Russell Wilson. The Raiders add Devontae Adams. The Chiefs get rid of Tyreek Hill, start 8 rookies, play more snaps than any teams in the league except for the Bears and the Texans who are trying to lose games. And they show up in the Super Bowl, healthy as ever, with their legendary quarterback.
So, by the way,
kick ass and take names. I can't wait. Let's go, man.
Well, I will say, I started the week on Philly. Told you yesterday, I like Kansas City.
There you go.
It all kicks off Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.
Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.